You see, I like to listen to inspirational content because I think if you are constantly watching, the news, everything is bad, people complaining, people fighting, very negative stuff, that affects you in a bad way. So today I was like, let me see what Jensen has to say. What is his message for success? And I laughed so much with this video I'm going to share with you. I was literally laughing I was taking a shower just laughing about it. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you, but I want to also, get serious about it. This is not a video of me just, praising. You see, with the previous video and all the videos we've done, where I show you Jensen speaking, I'm having fun. Okay. Of course, I don't like everything that NVIDIA is doing. I'm not even an NVIDIA fan. Okay. They make the best GPUs, and I want to have the best. I think I'm finally in a position where I can afford a GPU, which is awesome, and that's why I'm so happy. You see, I come from Cuba. I never had the chance to even have, a PlayStation to play games. When I was a kid, I had a family creation Atari, one of those old systems. Then I had a PlayStation 1 because a family member gave it to me as a gift from the US, my grandma. And that was it. Then I had a PC, like a Pentium 3, and I played Prince of Persia 2. and it looked like a potato, of course. It barely run. And then I had like a 720p office monitor with a Intel CPU and onboard graphics. And I tried to play Dark Souls 3 with that system, with mouse and keyboard. And I didn't even understand English. So I didn't know, for example, that in Dark Souls, you could use this button to lock into the enemy. So I was playing mouse and keyboard, like at 30, 40 frames per second, and a 720p office monitor with a screen tearing, terrible image quality, and with a mouse without knowing I could actually, manually searching for the enemy. And I enjoy gaming like that. So my point is, I'm on fire. I'm very happy when you see me doing these videos, excited about getting a 59. It's because that's a dream. Okay, that has been a lifetime dream for me, to have a nice PC, to play games. It's something I like. I mean, many, of course, many of you can relate with that, but maybe some of you, born in the US, not everyone has, the chance to get a $10,000 command center. Okay, but most people here in the US can definitely get a decent gaming PC or a PS5 or a nice system to play games with. So maybe for a lot of people, it is not that big of a deal, and it is easy to get angry and get negative about NVIDIA and all the bad stuff, and the 50 series launch was a disaster. I know that. I tried to buy a 5090 at release. I waited at Micro Center for like 28 hours. Okay, so of course I was not happy about that. I came back home empty-handed, but I was not angry about it. Those 2 days, my only problem was that I couldn't buy a GPU. I mean, things are going very well for me, if that was my only problem that day. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy, and I like to share some positivity. But of course, I also acknowledge all the stuff that are wrong. And I've done a lot of rants on the channel too. I'm not a. That's not what I want to do. The rants are very successful too. As videos, people love to see you ranting about something. But yeah, this video and the message that Jensen is sharing here is very powerful, actually. But it is so funny. So I'll wait until some people, more people join to the stream, because this was like a quick unannounced stream. I'm gonna read some of your comments, and then once we have some people here, we have like 40 people in the chat. I'm gonna play the video, and then we'll talk about it. This this was really funny for me. Yeah, I really enjoy listening to Jensen. So Elias says, "I don't get it all. We'll see. You'll see. Um, you'll see what we're talking about here." How's it going, Andre? Let's go. Thank you very much. Hail Jensen. Lack of ROPs help you embrace the joy of owning a 50 series. I don't have a GPU yet, but I think I watched the Gamers Nexus video about it, and he says I've been in a factory where they make the GPUs, and I know the quality control mechanisms that they have in place. There's like no way they can miss that. So, I mean, it's either tremendous incompetence or they did it on purpose, which is even worse. So, yeah, there's something very wrong with those GPUs missing ROPs. I don't believe that NVIDIA or any of these companies. This is an NVIDIA problem, because the board partners just buy the chip, but they could also detect, hey, there's a problem here, and then work that out with NVIDIA. So, but I don't believe that they were expecting people to not notice that the GPUs were missing ROPs and have lower performance. It is a significant performance downgrade. Maybe they could just charge less for those GPUs and have them like a 5080 super TI or something like that, almost a 5090, but you know what you're buying, so it would be a little bit cheaper. Maybe that would make sense, like an $1,800, below 5090 GPU. Everyone will be happy about that. But yeah, definitely not a good thing. Imagine you get your 5090, it's missing ROPs. Now what are you gonna do? Are you gonna return it and get your money back? You can do that. They're gonna give you your money back, but now you're back to square one. Where's your GPU? A replacement? I don't see that happening because of the demand. So it is a tough spot. So unfortunately, I believe some people might not notice the issue, and some people notice that their GPU is missing performance, missing the ROPs, but they will be like, okay, man, yeah, it's okay. It's just 4%. I mean, I'm not going to wait any longer. And that's very unfortunate, because you paid a lot of money for that 5090. So if that happens to me, I am asking for a replacement. If they have a replacement, great. If not, give me my money back and then back to square one. That's what I would do. But yeah, it definitely sucks. I mean, this launch was a disaster. Again, I waited at launch outside Micro Center. They had 4 5090s where I live. 4. I was number 22 in line, and I wish I got there earlier, but I had to work that day. That day was going to rain. It was freezing, so I thought, I'm on the first. No, I was number 22, and I couldn't get a 5090. I could have gotten a 5080 though, but I had my mind set to a 5090. Is that a different language? I don't know what you're saying. We have 5090 catch on fire, maybe. It's a fire hazard. How old are you? I'm 30. Let me see if I do the math right. 33. How's it going? Talks. Refreshing to see someone who wants to enjoy gaming and not milk content with clickbait because it gets views. I mean, honestly, I can get views with the angry stuff too. But it's not about getting views only. Of course, getting views give me money. There's no question about that. And this is another job. This is another source of income for me. But I didn't start YouTube thinking about the money. I started YouTube thinking about sharing something that I really wanted people to know, which was initially everyone needs to know they can buy a plasma TV for next to nothing. And those are amazing displays for gaming. And I had to share that. I'm like, this is incredible. I bought a plasma TV for $25 and I was blown away. Actually, I was so impressed that later I got an LG C1 OLED and I was not happy with the colors. That's how impressive that plasma was for me. Of course, the C1 is better in almost every single way, but I wanted to share that. So I enjoy doing this. For example, the live streams. This is addictive. If you ever try to do something like this, to interact with a live chat, I can be doing this all day long. It is so, I don't know why, but it is really, it's something that I really enjoy, even more than the videos. But yeah, of course, views are very good for the channel, but I can get views anyway. So, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. That's what I enjoy about YouTube too. You're your own boss. You can do whatever you want, and you're free to talk anything you want. So that's great. Let's go. A 3080 is nothing to be ashamed about. Many gamers have much less chin up, my friend. 3080 is a great GPU. I just want to get a 5090. You see, because also I am a big, enjoyer of motion clarity, and I finally have this 360 hertz monitor. I'm looking forward to get the 500 hertz QD OLED monitor that's gonna come out this year. And for me, that is a milestone when it comes to motion clarity. 2 milliseconds of persistence. That is like a CRT. Like, the thing is, how can you get 500 frames per second? That's next to impossible unless you use MFG or something like the CRT simulation. So I need a 5090, and I'm gonna probably need a more powerful CPU too. So it never ends. So yeah, the channel also helps me to get there. But also, some people think, so a lot of people new to the channel with the previous video. They think, oh, maybe he's glazing NVIDIA to ask them to get a GPU, to ask them favors or something. I've never contacted NVIDIA directly, ever. Not a single email. And MSI, basically the rep that sent me the monitor, I asked them for the 5090 2 times. Actually, today I asked them again, hey, remember, I want to buy. So I asked them to buy the 5090, not to get it for free. And they told me, we don't have. He said, as an employer, I want to have one. I don't have access to it. I'm not even allowed to get one right now. So it's tough. But my plan is not, I'm like, glazing over NVIDIA so I can, get favors or something. I'm going to buy the 5090 with my own money. And after I have the 5090, I couldn't care less if they send me a 5080 or 5070 Ti or whatever for testing, because I already have 5090. So I wouldn't be excited to get a GPU that performs below that. And my goal is not to become Hardware Unbox or Gamers Nexus, I actually don't find very interesting to be swapping GPUs and comparing the frame rates and all of that. Now, I would not be opposed to it. If I can get a review sample, of course, that's content for the channel. I'm going to be very happy to make some videos about it. But it's not my ultimate goal. So I'm just doing it because I really enjoy it. I literally laugh to my own videos. I had fun with the previous video. I was watching it and I laughed with it. So I think that is worth a lot. Thank you very much for the support, man. We've gotten so many super chat. I have to say, man, I never ask anyone, like, shares, support the channel, donate, none of that. But that doesn't mean I don't appreciate that. For me, you see, $10 is very nice. Thank you very much. If you donate more money, it's better too. But for me, it's the action. You see, I didn't ask you to donate money. You did it. You went out of your way and you wanted to donate your money. For me, that has a tremendous value. And yeah, it just means a lot. So thank you very much, Robbie. Thank you very much for your $10 donation. So now we're gonna play the video in a moment. Let's wait a little bit. We have 51 people in the chat. Thank you very much. Let me check out some of the comments we have here. Let's see. So first time I tried the frame gen in Cyberpunk with my new 4080, and I realized how game-changing that is. It is way better than people make it seem to be. So the thing is, people get it wrong when you say, oh, frame generation is like a game changer. I want to try it. I've never tried the NVIDIA frame generation. I've tried lossless scaling. My TV has frame generation. Okay, this Samsung TV has this Game Motion Plus, which I use all the time. I mean, this TV is 100% all the time. Let me get the comment out of the way so you can see this. Maybe Game Motion Plus. You can see it. This feature is a low latency motion interpolation for gaming, and it's not perfect. It doesn't look super clear in motion. It's just 120 FPS, so it is as good as 120 FPS can be. But I use it all the time. So I basically get my game 60 FPS, 4K, because 4K is very demanding. So 60 FPS, and then I use this feature, low latency motion interpolation, to double the frame rate. And yes, there are some minor artifacts, but it is better than without it for sure. Now I get the 5090. I might not need to do this. Of course, I have frame generation from the GPU, and that might look better, so I can get a higher frame rate. But the thing is, I'm looking forward to try MFG. Really, really looking forward to try it, especially with my 360 hertz QD OLED monitor. 360 FPS on this monitor is clear. Okay, it is so amazing. When you move the camera, it's like, wow, it is fantastic, man. It's even better than my LG C1 with OLED Motion Pro High, with that rolling scan technology than the LG C1 has. It's even better than that. And of course, you get full HDR brightness, which is not a lot. These monitors don't have a very impactful HDR, but it's still brighter, a lot brighter than the C1, of course, a lot more colorful. So I cannot wait to see, in more games, to see that frame rate. But the thing is, if I like it and I tell you, wow, this is amazing, that doesn't mean that all the time for every single game is amazing and I will always use it 4x all the time. Because sometimes that's not going to look very good. I am aware of that. So if I am enthusiastic about a technology, for example, I was impressed when I checked the lossless scaling update for the first time. But that doesn't mean that I use that in many, many games. Actually, I'm almost not using it on the games I'm playing right now, because my TV frame generation, I mean the motion interpolation, doesn't have as many weird artifacts, and of course I don't lose performance. When I turn on that lossless scaling, the base frame rate goes down significantly. So the thing is, I am telling you, man, this is promising. It is impressive. I like it. That doesn't mean, oh, it's perfect for every single game and I would use it for everything. See, so the fact that you are positive about something, that doesn't mean that it's perfect. So yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, multiple frame generation is it was necessary. I was looking forward to it. I've been talking about motion interpolation, extrapolation, asynchronous reprojection, flickering, BFI, and all these motion clarity technologies for a long time. And NVIDIA finally delivered that, so I'm excited about it. Ariel, have you heard that NVIDIA customer service is lying to people about 5070 Ti? Yeah, I watched the Daniel Owen video. Man, that's not a big deal at all. I understand that any representative of any company represents the company. I get it, and I get it. They were probably going off a script. Maybe I don't think it was incompetence that they didn't know, because everyone knows that NVIDIA is not making 5070 Ti's Founders Edition. But that situation was just ridiculous. See, and I've worked in customer service before, and I know what it's like to deal with a difficult customer. And sometimes you make a mistake and then you double down. That's the problem. And there's a lot of people who love the drama and who love to create a problem, because some people just enjoy that. And so then you double down, I got you. And I look at it in both ways. I don't think it's a big deal. Honestly, it's almost irrelevant, honestly, from the way I see it. I wouldn't care too much about that. 4 hours? No, it's not gonna be 4 hours. Well, 4% is massive. Yeah, 4% is a massive difference. In some reports, up to 8% on the 5070 Ti. That is crazy. The GPU is missing ROPs. A quote I love is, "Expect disappointment and you'll never be disappointed." Yeah, this is a very interesting take from Jensen. So let's hear it, because if I keep reading the comments, we'll never finish. Let's hear the master himself, Jensen Huang. Okay, so let's see what is his take on success. What is his advice? Let's listen to him. See if we can learn something about it. Let's check this out.
So the thing is, when you want to build something great, it's not easy to do. And when you're doing something that's not easy to do, you're not always enjoying it. I don't love every day of my job. I don't think every day brings me joy, nor does joy have to be the definition of a good day. And every day I'm not happy. Every year I'm not happy about the company. But I love the company every single second. And so I think that what people misunderstand is somehow the best jobs are the one that brings you happiness all the time. I don't think that that's right. You have to suffer. You have to struggle. You have to endeavor. You have to do those hard things and work through it in order to really appreciate what you've done. And there are no such thing that are great that was easy to do. And so by definition, I would say, therefore, I wish upon you greatness, which by my way of saying it, I wish upon you plenty of pain and suffering. And so Tara.
So imagine you finish your interview, okay, at NVIDIA, and they tell you, you know what? I like you so much. You got the job. Welcome to NVIDIA. And because I love you so much, I wish you pain and suffering. Welcome to NVIDIA, bro. That is an interesting perspective. So he loves you. So listen to him again. He loves you. Jensen loves you. And because of that, he wish you pain and suffering. Let's listen to that again. It is true. Look.
Wish upon you greatness, which by my way of saying it, I wish upon you plenty of pain and suffering. And so the thing is, when you want to build something,
basically
great.
Basically, me waiting for 28 hours outside Micro Center, not sleeping the whole night. That was good. That was NVIDIA love. Thank you very much. Okay, but it is true, man. It is true. So that's the Old Testament, good stuff. Oh, really? You know, I am not a religious person. It's just a cultural thing. Where I come from, there's not a lot of people that are religious. It's not part of the culture. Now, there are some people who have other religions from Africa and stuff, but I've never read the Bible, so I didn't know. Maybe so that's coming from the Bible, from the Old Testament. I was surprised when I heard this from him, and actually I laughed so much about it. So it no longer has the same effect. You know, once you already enjoy the joke, it doesn't have the same effect. But this was so funny for me today. It's crazy. Jensen loves us. We must obey and acquire a $10,000 command center. Man, but I think it is true. I think it is true because when I think about, what are the times where I improved the most, it was me in Cuba. Honestly, I am way too comfortable. I am happy every day. So he's saying that's not a good thing. If you're happy every day, no struggle, no suffering, actually that's not good. So now, here's the thing. I like to listen to a lot of motivational things. And the way I see it, people share what works for them. That doesn't mean that is, the absolute truth. Okay. But it is a very interesting perspective. 16 times the detail, $10,000 command center, predict the future with flame generation. Yeah, man. I sleep so good at night knowing this man has none of my money. Oh, man. What is he wearing? Ostrich? He says that the leather jacket that he wears is because it doesn't itch. So basically, his wife goes shopping for him and finally finds something that doesn't itch, and it's that leather jacket. So that's why he uses that leather jacket. So I mean, that was so funny when I heard that the first time. When you are that rich, you become so damn weird. You're completely out of touch with 99% of people when you are that rich. Well, I cannot imagine what it's like to be that successful. But I think he's right. Because here's the way I've been looking at it. I'm not a I'm not a philosopher, none of that. I just try my best. Okay, I like to listen to different perspectives. So what I was trying so far, and I think it's working very well, is I want to have a pleasant existence. That makes sense. I mean, every single animal on Earth wants to do that. It is built into um, your mechanisms. Energy conservation, pleasure seeking, pain avoidance. I mean, those are things that are intrinsic to our nature. So for me, it makes sense to try to have a pleasant, existence, not suffer. But it is true. So imagine right now, my life is going well. Of course, I have problems like everyone does. I have to pay some bills and some stuff that happens. But things are going very well, and I think I am way too comfortable, way too happy, and I am living way too easy. I don't think that's a good thing, because if I keep doing this, I am not going to accomplish the things I want to. And when I look back, the times where I improved the most, back in Cuba. I was suffering. I want to get out of here. I need to learn English, for example. In Cuba, nobody speaks English. How did I learn English? I listened for sometimes 12 hours. 12 hours listening to English. Imagine that. I had pain on my ears because I was using some cheap airport headphones, which is what I had. And I had pain. Imagine you're using uncomfortable, headphones the whole day, 12 hours. It's absolutely insane. But I was on fire. I was on fire, and I was exercising. I was running, listening to English. Of course, the whole day, like anything. I was taking a shower, listening to English. So I was running 10 kilometers every day, doing exercises. Your brain is more awake, so it works better. Of course, if you don't know anything about Chinese, you start listening to Chinese, you're not going to learn. You need to understand 60-70% of what you're hearing to learn. So any language, what you need to do is to get understandable input. So of course, I knew enough words and phrases so I could start learning by listening to understandable English. So I did, and I did a tremendous effort. So that was a struggle, exercising, listening to English, very, very hard, studying the guitar, very, very hard, with pain on my fingers, sometimes on my back, pain, because of the exercises. So it is true. If I look back every single time in my life that I made any progress, that I accomplished anything worthwhile, it was through pain and suffering. Now, here's the thing. There is another way of looking at things that I really like, and it's what I was trying to change, to switch to, basically, which is, if you are in a very beautiful, mental state where you're really enjoying yourself, no pain, your mind is not all the time thinking and thinking and thinking, you can actually perform better. And that is true. And I actually practice the ability to clear my mind. Have you ever tried to do that? It is a very, very powerful thing to do. We don't realize, but most of the time we're thinking about something, and it just never stops. It's your mind, even when you're sleeping. Okay? Your mind is dreaming, and you wake up and you're thinking about something. It doesn't have to be a problem. It could be just a song, just music in your head, which is something that happened to me. And I definitely wanted to get rid of that, because as a musician, I need to practice a lot. And sometimes I have to repeat the same thing over and over. When you do that, that music stays on your head all day, and you're, hammering it down. And I get bored of the same thing, because I have to repeat it so many times. Then on top of that, it stays on my head all day. I will go crazy, of doing it so much. So I knew I need to learn how to shut it off, how to completely control what's on my head. And actually, I cannot do it all the time at will. Of course, there's always a thought that comes that I don't want. It happens. I'm not perfect. I'm not a guru or anything like that. But I am actually able to control better, a lot better, my emotions just by practicing that. And the thing is, the way I broke through, so the realization point, some people call this the awakening or something. I don't get that deep into it. But actually, the way I learned to control my thoughts or improve my control was with fasting. And I don't recommend anyone to do fasting, because you need to first check your doctor. It's something that's serious. But 24 hours is not a big deal if you don't have any major health problems. That's what I did, like a 24-hour fasting, water only. Okay. And what happened to me, at least, this was my personal experience, is, there's no food. So my brain decides we cannot keep wasting energy and thinking all the time, because your mind is thinking and thinking. That uses a lot of energy, actually. So my mind decided subconsciously, there's no food, we cannot keep just wasting energy here. So then my mind cleared completely. And I felt that. And it was so powerful, because I realized when I don't mess it up myself, everything is fine. Like, everything's beautiful, everything looks good, no problem. I feel fantastic. So what I did was when that happened, because that happens for a moment and then it goes away, of course. When that happened, what I learned was to identify something is going on right now that is very good. Let me try to see what it is, so I can do it at will. And I actually learned how to, at will, get that result, which is basically stop thinking for a moment at least, and turn off that song that's in my head the whole time sometimes. And man, it is a very powerful thing to do. So what I was doing, basically, my point is, I was going the direction of having a pleasant experience, quiet mind. I don't need anything, really. Every day is a beautiful day. I have no issues. Try to create a favorable environment. Try to feel very, very good physically. Because if you don't feel good physically, nothing's gonna work. So I feel very good because I take care of myself. I do fail sometimes with the sleep, and I don't sleep enough because I'm busy trying to do something. Sometimes a video for the channel. So I need to improve on that. But for the most part, I take care of myself very, very well, extremely well. Some people say that's just way too much. I don't know how you do it. So everything starts from there, and I feel very good. Things are going my way. And that seems like a very good idea. Of course, take care of yourself. That's a no-brainer. But no pain, no suffering, no struggle. Everything is easy. So, everything is given to you And that's not the way. And that's what Jensen is saying. You don't want that. Because things happen, you improve when you get through. When some struggle happens, see, not every day you need to be like, oh, it's happy and everything is going well. So I think it is a very powerful message, but it is funny, of course, that he's saying that I wish pain upon you. It is really, really, really fun. So let me read your comments on that and see what you guys think. Fasting is great. It's very powerful. It is very powerful. But yeah, it is. Check before you do it, because it's not. It cannot be a recommendation. It will be irresponsible. But 24 hours, if you don't have any issues, it's not a big deal. Mediation over medication. Fasting is very beneficial for your health. I'm from Santi Espiritu, Cuba. I understand the struggle. We have a Cuban brother here in our home country. I'm glad you were able to improve your life after you left. I mean, immediately. Just coming to the US is just like immediate. That's the thing too. When you come from a lot of struggle from a different country, you come here to the US, the difference is so big that I can definitely see why many people just get comfortable very, very fast, because this country is so amazing in comparison that you're like, okay, I already made it in life. Like it's like winning the lottery. So that drive to work hard and maybe goes away a little bit. Not for everybody, but I can definitely see why that would happen to many people. This is awesome. I mean, so you have to remember where you came from, so you can keep going up, because we can get even better. We can get to a next level. Do you speak better English than many Canadian-born Canadians I know? Wow, well, thank you very much. I try my best. The thing is, I studied English very hard. I mean, insane. I'm telling you, 12 hours a day. And I used to listen to the same audio files, same, 5-8 minutes long audio, again and again, hundreds of times. And the reason is, the idea is to absorb the sounds of the language. It's not only understanding what it means, you're trying to get it all in. So yeah, I tried very hard. Love that you got in a position in life that allow you to create this content. You're very appreciated here. Well, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Your English is super good, very articulate, and you use very descriptive words often, which always impresses me. I like to be articulate too. And honestly, I am surprised with myself, because I do not plan what I'm going to say on the videos. Of course, sometimes I repeat the intro because it doesn't work. But it's like unscripted. Like, I'm not planning exactly what I'm going to say. I focus in just communicating, and it comes out. And that's, I'm surprised that works, honestly. I can hear your points and consider them regardless of whether I agree or disagree. When the CEO of NVIDIA says that though, I doubt he's saying it due to experience, or that he has my best interest. Well, the way I look at it is, he's very successful. I mean, that's undeniable. He's the CEO of NVIDIA. Being very successful, that doesn't make you the best person in the world or anything like that, but you definitely have something to say, and I think we are smart to at least listen to it and see if it makes any sense. I think that is a smart thing to do. I believe he's actually very, very smart. I like to, every time I want to learn about something, I go on YouTube. Now that I have internet, I didn't have that chance in Cuba. And I start listening to all the different opinions and points of view, people who disagree, people who are saying the complete opposite of everyone. And I like to listen to everyone. And at the end, I go with the group of people who I consider them to be smarter. And it is not that I value people's intelligence based on how much they agree with me, because I'm talking about learning things that I have no clue about. So I don't even have an opinion yet. And I believe I know how to appreciate if someone is smart. Because I had some very smart friends in Cuba, where I study. Cuba is like a filter. When you start at the beginning, kindergarten, and then you go to high school and all that, it's like a filter. So they try to put together the kids that are smarter. And then, so, for example, you are in this class, this kid is smarter. Then next year, let's try to have the smarter kids together. And then you go to the high school level, and you apply, you do some tests to get into a better high school. Of course, that works here too. But my point is, by the time I was at the university level, I was no longer the smartest kid in the room. Not even close. There's a lot of people who are a lot smarter than me. Actually, there's one right now here in the chat. This guy here, if he's who I believe he is so smart. He's off the chart. He's like one of the smartest people I've ever seen. So I was not the smartest. So I think I know by listening to someone, I think I know how to appreciate if someone is smart. And I think Jensen is very smart, is my point. I think he is really, really, really smart. So yeah, that doesn't mean everything he says is gonna be right or fair or he loves you, but he wish pain upon you. So, that's a good thing. I was trying NVIDIA a smooth motion. It is actually insane. Yeah, you got your 5090, bro. Congratulations, we have a 5090 winner here. Now you have to win the 5090. Today there was a shuffle on Newegg, and I entered it. There was an MSI Supreme OC available. I didn't win the shuffle, but I'll keep trying. So it is definitely something to think about. Pain is not a bad thing all the time. Comfort is nice, but sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone if you want to achieve something. And it is a good practice, because once you get used to everything is comfortable, everything is easy, no struggle, it's hard to go back to the struggle. So for example, one thing that I tried 2 years ago when I moved to Wisconsin, because Wisconsin is very cold. It's crazy cold. And I come from Cuba. So I was Cuba, Las Vegas, then I moved to Wisconsin. And I'm like, okay, I need to do something because I might freeze to death. I've never experienced this level of cold. And what I did was to take cold showers every day to train myself. And I think that was great because, yeah, it's not It's tough to take a cold shower. And I had the heater at home off, completely off during the entire winter. Now, uh, below me there was a floor with the heater, so of course my house was not freezing. It was like 9 Celsius. I think 6 Celsius was the coldest inside the house, which is it's very cold. So imagine I'm taking a cold shower with 10 Celsius usually during the winter, and it's a knife. When you open the water coming to me, it was a knife. Okay, my skin was burning. That's how cold it was. But I trained myself with that. And what you have to do to take a cold shower like that is you have to breathe a lot. So you have two options. You either move a lot, go like crazy, or you don't move and you breathe very deeply. So that's why you see before the videos I do, because that's what I was doing to take the cold showers, breathing very, very deeply. When you do that, you engage that mechanism that keeps you warm. And I was breathing without moving. So you have to breathe extra hard. Okay. And it's like a workout. It actually works very well if you don't have time to exercise. You take a cold shower, you go out, and it's like you're coming from the gym. It's super powerful. So my point is, by taking a cold shower every day, I was at least one time during the day, I was at least suffering or putting myself out of comfort, completely out of comfort. And I think that was a very, very good thing, because the thing is, if I can do that, then the pain of having to sit down to study something, read something, or study the guitar or whatever I want to do, it's not as hard. So if you get used to every day doing something that's so hard and so painful, then the things that you have to do to accomplish your goals become easier. See, it's like when I was a kid, I was in karate. So I go to karate and I suffer because you have to do exercise, you have to fight. Sometimes you get a kick in the face or something, some damage in your body, and you're going every day. Then I go to school. School is easy. I mean, it's and so you feel a peace. You feel that peace that is very, very powerful. You become a sensei. So yeah, it is something I definitely recommend you try. Not the cold showers. It could be anything. Just go into the gym. Just do something. Just don't be super comfortable every day, and then becoming like a couch potato or something, or become super fat or something. I'm surprised MSI didn't want to sell you a 5090. They don't have it. Like the representative I'm speaking to doesn't have availability. Maybe I'm not speaking with the right person. But yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I'm paying for it. I mean, any company, Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, I don't care. Any company sends me a 5090, I am paying for it. And I'm going to go crazy with it because it's a 5090. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. You're getting your money, you're getting free, excitement with a brand. I mean, that is a no-brainer. But honestly, I have to reach out. I have not reached out to any companies. I have not reached out to NVIDIA. I have not reached out to any other company, honestly. And the reason is I don't even know the email to reach out. So that's why I want to go to CES to see if I can get some emails and some contacts for that. My relatives back in Peru are quite poor. When we visit, we have to take cold bath. No hot water. I could never get used to it. Yeah, so then I'm not sure if you are the Manuel I was talking about. Maybe you are somebody else. I mean, some people have the same name. Maybe you're speaking to some marketing guy who only knows about the stuff he gets. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You're right. But if you are making a purchase in my country, $5,000, maybe you don't want to risk it. So you're replying to someone. Why is it so cold at your place? Oh, here it's not that cold. I showed the other day. It was like 16 Celsius. Here it's good, okay. And the cold is no longer. I'm in a different place now, so it's okay. But yeah, it was freezing in Wisconsin when I was there. It was below zero. Missing ROPS isn't that serious. I haven't met anyone with missing ROPS, and I am on an NVIDIA card, channels 24/7. Yeah, that's a very rare thing. The problem is it's probably fixed by now. Those GPUs affected, they are sold out already, so I don't think it's a problem anymore. Jensen Huang really gave pain and suffering to many wallets. Yeah, but can you imagine that you get a job at NVIDIA? I mean, people working for NVIDIA are very successful. I mean, to work at NVIDIA, you need to be at a very high level. I mean, it's just, I think everyone working at NVIDIA is making like, of course, more than $100,000, probably $200,000 bare minimum a year. So, yeah. So imagine you get a job at NVIDIA. The first day, Jensen tells you, I wish you pain and suffering. Welcome to NVIDIA. that would be nice. Imagine your boss tells you that. I love you so much, and I wish you pain and suffering. Welcome. I still have my RTX 3090. This car is still kicking, but the new X Shuffle is killing me slowly. Thank you, Jensen, for letting me suffer. He loves you. He loves you. It is probably best to buy a 5090 later, or a 4090 if you care about PhysX 32-bit support. Well, I will keep my 3080. So yeah, that will be a second GPU for that. But honestly, those games are very, very old. So yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah, if new games have that feature, but those are very, very old games. But still, so care about PhysX 32-bit supports due to the missing ROPS and wait until that is supported. Imagine getting a 5090 and then you have to send it back. Yeah, but I mean, at least that will be content for the channel. Imagine I get the 59 and it's missing ROPS. Man, that would be very good content. I'm not gonna be happy about it. Also, when people struggle, they are more likely to help out other struggling people. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely. We have struggles, just different kinds. I was born in Brazil, and the family unit in Latin countries is much stronger. Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, it is different coming from Latin America. Balance is key. Stress and urgency makes you thrive. I'm from Bulgaria, and same thing happened to me. But you should also remember that if you made it to where the smart people are, you are special as well. Yeah, some people say that you become the people you surround with, and I have very good people around me. I have very, very good friends. So I mean, actually, thanks to my friends, I have what I have, actually, the opportunity I have right now. Upgrading them taking forever. So you're talking about the suffering of failing to upgrade my CPU and GPU and monitor to an OLED made me learn about economics. the corporate world and politics. Oh, there you go. Well, getting a CPU, well, the 9800X 3D is not very hard to get either. I can't even afford a 2K monitor. I'm still using 1080p. I see your videos and man, those TVs are my dream. Well, let me tell you something, man. Someone said, I don't know if it was you the other day, someone said, oh, I have a 1080p LCD monitor that I overclock to 100 hertz and I have a 1060. I want to upgrade to like a 2060 or 3060, something like that. And I'm like, get a plasma TV, bro. I don't know how things are in your country. Here in the US, you can get a plasma TV for free. Okay, we're talking about, $25, $50, almost free. Sometimes, literally, people just give it away because they are big, hot. So if you can get a 1080p plasma TV, that's from as close as possible to 2013 Panasonic. It's a very good brand to hunt for. That is going to blow out of the water anything for that price. It's just gonna be insane. So you get like a 3060 and a plasma TV, or maybe you can get even a better GPU because you're saving the money. You don't have to upgrade the monitor. That's a no-brainer. That's a must. That's the reason why I opened this YouTube channel, was to say, hey, for those of you out there who cannot afford an OLED or are waiting to get an OLED, like in my case, I got the GPU, spend a lot of money. I'm like, okay, I have to wait a little bit to recover so I can buy the OLED. I was planning on buying the LG C1. And in the meantime, I didn't want to use a crappy LCD monitor, of course, which is what I had. I had a 1440p IPS 95 hertz gaming monitor. I'm like, okay, let me find something good before I get the OLED. And I did my research. Plasma. I mean, everyone was saying plasma technology is amazing. I'm like, okay, let me try plasma. Absolutely insane. At 60 FPS, it looks, if you pan the camera slowly, it looks like 240 for gaming. You have self-emissive, beautiful colors. I mean, it's just insane if you can get that display for almost free in very good conditions. So yeah, that was definitely one of my main core messages in this channel. There are so few GPUs affected that you would probably have a better chance of winning the lottery than buying an effective GPU. Yeah, Mirror's Edge 1 is never too old. I tried it one time actually, in Cuba actually, with a 1050 Ti. It was nice, like you were running, like, walking on the wall and then jumping and all the stuff. But what I didn't like was the color was too white, and the white balance of the monitor I was using was a little bit nasty, and so it looked too uncomfortable for me to play. So I didn't play because of that. So yeah, so you think the missing Rob stuff is basically fake news? Yeah, exercise is the perfect way to suffer because the pain is very brief, but the benefits are long-lasting. I love the feeling other than a tough lifting workout. Absolutely. Exercising is a no-brainer. There's no way you work out and you don't improve. So my recommendation for everyone is, if you are stuck, if nothing is going your way, you don't know, where to start making some progress, exercise. It's gonna work. There's no way you exercise and you don't improve. Impossible. No matter what, you will improve. So when you improve, when you start making some progress, you feel better, you improve your mood, and then that helps you fuel everything else. It's gonna also improve the way you feel, like mentally, not only physically, but also mentally. So it's a no-brainer. It's just, the thing is, some people are not able to even start exercising because they are just way too fat or in pain or something. They're injured or something. So then in that case is tough. But if you're healthy enough to start exercising, run and do it, because it's just a no-brainer. Some exercise is better than none for those who struggle to be consistent. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And also, that's another thing. A lot of people think, oh, to start exercising, I need a master plan, a master diet, a master method, a video, or I need to buy this or get a membership here or something. It doesn't matter. Just start doing something. It's irrelevant what you do. Just do something. It's very simple. No matter what, just start doing whatever you like to do, and that's it. So you pay $25 for a Panasonic VT60. That's insane. That's one of the best plasmas. $25. You got it for free. That's irrelevant price. That's an amazing looking display. Yeah. My CPU is, I've been hunting for one of those, the ST60 or VT60. I've been hunting for them. My CPU is 9 years old, so it is tough because I need a new platform, thinking 7,000 AMD or 12,000 Intel. I mean, anything's gonna be fantastic. Coming from that, I mean, anything's gonna be worthwhile. It doesn't matter really. As a man, you should be suffering working hard or multiple jobs. Tell me about that. I was finishing my taxes today. Last year, I had 5 sources of income, and I worked in 4 different states. So it's a nightmare to do the taxes like that. Just insane. But yeah, multiple sources of income is very nice. Working hard, multiple jobs to make something for yourself, own a home, and be respected. That's in every country around the world. If not, you're a loser. Well, people try their best. I mean, sometimes it's not possible. I try to get out for at least a 3-mile run or a long walk, but I like to do 5+ mile run. I'm much more lazy with resistance training, so I just do something most days. So yeah, I think some people prefer to do something, just do that. It doesn't matter. Like if you like to run. If you like to swim or bicycle or go to the gym, lift weights or whatever it is, just do it. Just do that. It doesn't matter really. Just do something. For running, what I recommend for people who want to lose weight running is don't run too fast. I see people trying to lose weight, they're running way too fast. So what happens is you're just getting agitated and tired very fast, and you don't run long enough to burn the fat and lose weight. So what I would recommend you is easy. Just take it very easy. Just run, like if you could do that for the entire day. So run at a pace that is so slow that you're not gonna get tired. So in that way, you give yourself the chance to start burning some fat. So that's how it works. I see people time and time again. I see people running way too fast to lose weight. That doesn't work. You just run very slowly, and you run for half an hour or 1 hour or more. So yeah, that's my recommendation. You can literally walk in circles, refreshing new eggs for a 50/90 on your phone, and it is still 10 times better than sitting on the couch. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, man, that's what I wanted to share for today. I think it is, jokes aside, I think it is a very powerful message. People laugh at it. Today, turn off the TV. People laugh at it on the live when Jensen said that, but I think he has a good point. He has a good point. I actually have to enter my pain. From long distances, I also practice sprints, short distances. Yeah, whatever it is, man. Whatever you like, it just works. Let's listen to it again.
So the thing is, when you want to build something great, it's not easy to do. And when you're doing something that's not easy to do, you're not always enjoying it. I don't love every day of my job. I don't think every day brings me joy.
So that's one thing. I don't always. It is true. I don't always enjoy, like, for example, practicing the guitar. I like when the final result, when it actually works. But the very beginning of the process, where I have to read the score and figure out, the fingers at work, especially the reading, is painful. It is true. So I think that is that is very, very true.
Nor does joy have to be the definition of a good day. And every day I'm not happy. Every year I'm not happy about the company.
That's the thing that I don't know if I agree 100% with that. Because when you struggle, you don't have to necessarily be miserable that day. And a lot of people know that's true, especially with exercises. Once you get used to it, that pain, sometimes it feels good. So a pain that feels good, yes. When you exercise every day, sometimes your muscles will hurt and you will learn to enjoy that. Actually, I remember when I used to exercise very hard every day, if I didn't have pain, it was like a disappointment. I was like, oh man, it didn't work out hard enough yesterday. So I think even with the struggle, you don't have to necessarily be unhappy or suffer. Like pain and suffering are two different things, because pain is something that happens at that moment, physically or mentally. Something is painful, like, you suffer a loss, or physically it hurts because you damage yourself. That is painful. But suffering is different. So I'm not sure if suffering is a good thing, because suffering is a pain that you are causing to yourself, sometimes with your own mind, by remembering the thing again and again. I don't think that's a good thing. But maybe it is. It depends on how you look at it. But I don't think that's so from this message, I think that's the part I like the least, honestly. So let's see what Anthony says. I work for a nutrition company, and most of our clients use walking to lose weight, as harder exercise is known to increase appetite. Well, if you work out, you're gonna get more appetite. But yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. So the thing is, you don't want to burn all the sugar very fast and be agitated, and then don't be able to keep working out. If you want to lose weight, you want to exercise for a long period of time, not for a short period of time with a lot of intensity. It's like, you see it in sports. Marathon runners are usually very, very thin, and sprinters are usually very, very strong. So there you go. It's like, it's just the way it works. If you run for a very long distance, at a slower pace for a longer period of time, you're more likely to lose weight. But I don't think the appetite is a problem at all, because if you eat the right stuff, you have to eat more, not less. A lot of people think to lose weight, I have to eat less. And I think that's a mistake, because if you try to reduce the amount, then you're going to be eating more concentrated stuff that are not good for you. So just eat more of the good stuff instead of trying to be hungry all the time. Does it seems like NVIDIA wants RTX Blackwell to fail? I don't think so. I was thinking maybe it doesn't make sense to not have enough GPUs to sell on purpose, because why? If they make money, selling 5090s at $3,000 or even $2,000, why not sell more GPUs and make more money? Well, because there's a limit in how many they can produce. But also, the other way of looking at it is maybe they launched the GPU way before, just to inflate the price. So imagine, realistically, NVIDIA would be able to have enough GPUs for a proper launch at the end of the year. So they are not ready yet, but they say it is better to release the GPUs now. So the scarcity drives the prices up. And once we have enough GPUs, then we're going to sell them at a higher price than what we could otherwise. That makes sense too. So it could be a business move as well. They are in the business of making money. And I think it is easier to sell the GPUs at a higher price due to the high demand than to just go on stage and say RTX 5090, $3,000. So we go from 4090 at 1800, we go up to $3,000. That would be insane. Can you imagine the rage of people? And then next month, bunch of 5090s available. That's not gonna work. See, that would not work, because a lot of people will push back, and if there's a lot of GPUs available, then the demand would not be the same. So I think the strategy that they are using works, and that's why they are doing it. So it is what it is, man. I don't think, I don't really care. That's the other thing. A lot of people tell me, why are you so positive if, this GPU launch has been a disaster and all of that. The thing is, I do not want this situation to affect me at all. It's like, the US is a great country. I am enjoying so much being here and all the opportunities that I have. Am I going to be unhappy because something else is going on outside, something politically or something that happened on a different state or something like that? No, I don't care. See, I'm gonna be happy about that regardless, because I am in a much better place right now. So yeah, the situation of the GPUs is a mess. You cannot buy one and all of that. But at the end, I am looking forward to getting a 5090, and I'm gonna be very happy when I get them. And I don't care about all the issues. If I have one of those issues, then I just replace it and get my money back. Whatever. See? So I'm not going to let anything, ruin my, my excitement or my enjoyment of the GPU. And I haven't been able to accomplish that with games because, for example, Assassin's Creed. I used to play the Assassin's Creed games and beat them. Last one was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I enjoyed the game. Huge open world, just doing the same thing again and again. The combat was okay, it was fun. And I beat the whole thing. Now, because I have more time with YouTube and I see all the videos talking trash about Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's garbage and this and that. Now, when I finally have the chance to play the game, I'm gonna be like, okay, like I am predisposed with the game, and I think that I failed if that happens, because I should not let that affect my enjoyment of the game. And it is easy. If you get the game and you don't like it, you can refund it. The thing is, sometimes 2 hours is not enough to really know if you're gonna like the game. But there are other ways too on PC, and I definitely know the Cuban way of playing games. So yeah, that's another way too. Man, the GPU's prices are crazy right now. I bought my 4070 Ti Super for 850 euros 4 months ago. It cost now around 1200. Yep, the value is these GPUs are holding on the value incredibly. It's just insane. Studies have shown that's why Jensen said the 4090 was the best investment you could make. Someone said here the other day in the comments that he sold his 4090 to get the 5090, and he just lost like $100 or something like that for that change, which is crazy. Anthony says the studies have shown that HIIT training is better for anxiety reduction, and slower cardio and resistance training are better for depression. You win anyway. So whatever you do is better. So do both, and then you get both benefits. No pain, no gain. My PC seems like it is fixed. No more blue screen so far. But yeah, you know what? I suspect that the way I was forcing DLSS 4 with the NVIDIA inspector profile, I suspect that was conflicting with the NVIDIA app, maybe. And that's why I was getting the crashes. I don't know. Because I forced the DLSS 4 globally. So then the NVIDIA app also, maybe that was a problem. And I didn't do that after reinstalling Windows. So no issues so far. Without pain, no love. I also believe the term you're referring to is eustress, which is a positive cognitive response to stress, which gives a sense of fulfillment. So you're meaning the enjoying pain. I'm not talking about there are some people who are misogynist. I don't know how to say that in English. But yeah, anyone who has done exercises regularly knows what I'm talking about. There's a point where that pain becomes something that you enjoy, and even addictive, actually. Even addicted. There are some people who are addicted to super highly stimuli. So that they do extreme sports and do crazy things. That's the other opposite way of the spectrum. A physical therapist told me that resistance training every day is known to create too acidic an environment for the joints. Yeah, you do both if you can. But yeah, my point is, if you run slowly for a longer time, you're gonna lose weight faster. Exercise is amazing, but at least cardio isn't too effective at losing weight. Yes, it makes you hungry. There's a famous coach that says, train like you're practicing. I used to eat like Goku in Dragon Ball when I work out 2 to 3 hours a day. But don't live near a micro center. Don't you live near a micro center? They get 50-90 shipments 2-3 times a week. Yes, I do. I mean, it's not super close, but the thing is, I have to work during the morning. So one day I can go there, but I cannot be like every day you're going to micro center very early because I have to work. So I can try my luck one day. I think the shipments are Wednesday and Friday. But yeah, I recommend going right when they open, if you can, or at noon. Yeah, it makes sense. I might try one day. The market is completely broken. He has a day job, doesn't have time to camp out in the mornings. Yeah, I can do it one day, but not like every day. Plus, Micro Center was getting nothing but high tier 59 is like the Astral for weeks. Yeah, the Astral, man, $3,000. I think that's just way too much because $3,000 plus taxes. We're talking about like $3,400. That's insane, man. That's insane. That's like a 5090 and and a 5080 together. You're getting only one GPU that might be missing some ROPs. It might catch on fire and all that. I think it's just way too much for the Astro. It's way too much. I think if I can get a Founders Edition, I will be happy. But they are like the most difficult ones to get. They finally got some Scrotax on tough today. I don't know what the Scrotax are, but the tough, yeah, the Asus tough. Sotax. I try and buy ever GPU launch, and I don't care too much about any of the launch drama or anything. The only metric I care about is FPS. I'm getting more FPS in the game. It is a good GPU. That's it. Yeah, a lot of people are like that. Just enjoy the product and consume products. Why do you want a 5090, bro? Because it's the fastest GPU in the world. And I always wanted to have the fastest GPU in the world. So it's a dream. It's that simple. I don't need it. My 3080 works just fine. I can play all the games. Black Myth Wukong doesn't run very well. That's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to get a 5090. But it's because of the games. It's not because of my PC. My PC is perfectly fine. The problem is these developers using Real Engine and pushing graphics for all the wrong reasons, in my opinion. So the problem is the games. If the games were running very well and looking very, very well, like, Ghost of Tsushima, for example, or Ratchet and Clank, or the Amazing Spider-Man. Not the Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is a little bit heavy, definitely, on the CPU. So yeah, it's the games. That's why. The games are getting more demanding. And guess what? Because they are being sponsored by NVIDIA, who is selling you the GPUs. So if NVIDIA doesn't push the graphics forward, you don't need a new GPU. So they don't sell them. But yeah, I think I would prefer the games to keep about the same performance, and just getting higher, the same visuals, and then just getting higher performance with higher refresh rate monitors. Because if the developers keep targeting maximum 100, 120 FPS with the latest CPU, then how are you going to be playing games at 500 frames per second? That's a problem. So I think that some developers should think, not every game has to be like that, but some developers should consider that it would be better. It would be a better experience to have their game running super fast, to enjoy very, very high frame rates with these high refresh rate monitors. Because nowadays, even 240 hertz monitors are like, a lot of people have 240 hertz monitors. So how many games can you run at 240 frames per second without using frame generation? Not many. Definitely not at a lock 240 frames per second, because the games are CPU bound. And I think that doesn't make sense. We should have a lot more games, especially competitive games, that run very, very fast, instead of focusing on the, art, ray tracing, all that. But yeah, in my opinion, a lot of YouTubers are milking the 5090 issues. Yeah, it's very popular to complain. It is very popular. But if I get a 5090 myself and it is missing ROPs, yeah, The least I can do is to complain about it and make a video. At least get some views, because I know I have to return the 5090. So at least with the pain comes some some views. Or maybe like Gamers Nexus, he said he was gonna buy one of the 5070s and 5090 that was missing the ROPs, and give you like $500 on top of whatever you paid or something like that. I would be like, well, give me a 5090 that works with all the ROPs and the $500, and I'll change it. That's what I would like. Need to buy a 5090 setup for machine learning. I want to add a good processor to cover gaming as well. 5090 plus 9800X3D. People say both could take frames. Opinion? I mean, that's the best. That's the best combo you can get in the world. I mean, if you're doing machine learning and AI stuff with that combo, that's gonna predict the future. that will predict the future for sure. So you cannot go wrong with that. I mean, that's the best. Most markets are broken after Biden. Car production is crap even at Toyota, and higher prices. Egg and chicken skyrocketing. House prices are insane. I don't know too much about politics. I did buy a Toyota actually last year. Actually, it was at the very end of 2023, like almost the last days. So it was 2024 almost. So it was a Toyota Corolla Cross 2024. It was a gift for the family. I already had had an Honda Civic 2016, which I really like. So I got this SUV for the family, and the price was not bad, but the dealer was marking up like $5,000 over MSRP. But I spoke with the dealer, and because he realized that it was a gift for the family, he actually had some empathy, and he removed most of the crap for the markup. So I got it for a very good price in comparison. So I was happy about that. So I don't know too much that the price of the cars are bad, because I got mine for a good price, and I don't eat any eggs, but my family does. And yeah, Costco didn't have eggs, but I went to a different supermarket, and they had eggs, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, the US is still great, so it's difficult to mess it up. They are not criticizing gameplay though, only the facts. There's a woman and a black guy. Well, the gameplay looked pretty good actually. I don't see anything wrong with it. And the game being offensive, I think that's a good thing. Honestly, I love GTA games, and they're very offensive. So actually, I'm looking forward to GTA 6, and I hope it craps all over everything. It's like South Park level of crap, like they don't care. I love that, and I think a lot of people love that too. So yeah, I think it might be a good one. Just buy a 12 volts 2x6 cable, and you're good. I am a 5090. So you have a 5090 and 9800X3. Man, I just make sure to get a good power supply. Someone's selling 3080 12 gigabytes for me, $1,000, man. That's way too much. That's almost what I paid for a brand new. That's just way too much. Jensen made the 4090, the new 1080 Ti, but at a price that he would prefer it to be. Yeah. I think these GPUs are gonna last very long. Maybe we are not going to get those big performance improvements from generation to generation, because it's not possible anymore. I mean, we're still at the same 4 nanometers. Even if it's improved, it's still the same. So maybe once we can get it smaller, we're gonna get another jump. But Moore's law is that. So this 5090 might be good for a very long. The 4090, 5090 might be good for a very, very long time. The damage to the GPU market, NVIDIA cost doesn't compare to the damage in Dems did to the damage that the Democrats did to the USA and California. Again, I have no idea about politics. But yeah, my country was terrible. My country, there was no politics. It was just the same thing, no changes. I mean, it doesn't matter. Nothing changes. So, but yeah, I try to not listen to the noise. But yeah, I do find funny the way Donald Trump speaks, and I was thinking of making an imitation, like an impersonation of Donald Trump. When I was a kid, I was good at imitating people, and I think I can do a good job with Donald Trump. But I don't know, maybe that's going to the video might go viral or something like that, and I don't I don't want that. You see, the channel is doing great, but I don't have any viral videos, and I like the channel going up and getting a lot of new subscribers. But for me, the way I see it is new videos attract new subscribers, but the live streams are more about the people that have been here for a while. So I prefer this. Of course, my point is I want to grow, but I don't want to grow like super fast and have like a video that goes viral, and then overnight I have 50,000 subscribers or 100,000 or something like that, because I think that might kill the channel, honestly. Yes, I'm gonna make more money and all of that, but I'm not gonna be able to reply as much. So I don't know. But I might still do it. Let's see. How much watts PSU? The included cable is not good enough. So no, what he was saying is get a PSU that has the 2x6 12 volts power connector, because there are some PSUs that don't have the 12 volts connector at all. So then you have to use an adapter. It would be better if the power supply has the 12 volts connector, but then there is a 12 volts connector that is 12 volts, which was for the previous 40 series GPUs, and now there is a 2x6 12 volts connector. So internally, they both look the same, they work the same, but internally is like separated, and that's supposed to be a little bit more safe, but it's still gonna catch on fire. So you still have to make sure you plug it in very well and hope for the best. And so, yeah, bought a 3090, 4090 at launch, sold it for the same price. It's crazy how well they hold on the value. So same cable. So it depends if you use the cable and another 12 volts high power GPU saving, replace the cable, because it might have been years with the same cable, and $30 is cheap insurance. I will buy brand new pre-built gaming PC. Do you have a 1200 watts PSU? Yeah, for the 5090 you can get away with a 1000 watts. But I'm gonna get probably a 1200, 1250, or even higher power supply, so I can use in the future the 5090 and the 3080 at the same time. So I have the 3080 for physics, and also I'm gonna try lossless scaling, which is gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, I need to get a better motherboard to do that, because my motherboard, if I have 2 GPUs, is going to reduce the bandwidth of the main PCI Express to like 8x, and so that wouldn't be good enough. I need a better motherboard. 1600 watts. It's a bit overkill. Yeah, it's a lot. I think a 1590 should work on my GPU, on my power supply, 750 watts. It should be like this, but the power supplies usually can do more, can deliver more than what they are rated for, especially if it's a good one. So it should be okay, but I don't want to risk it. So yeah, 13 next year. I just secure an RTX 5080 coming from a 4080 Super. The why not going to 5090? It is because the problem like melting. When I just come home from work, I want to play a game, don't want to keep worrying about issue. Well, congratulations, man. Enjoy it. It's a great GPU. Hope you're happy with the upgrade. Yeah, 1000 watts is fine for the 5090. Work, yes, we have to work. Come on, people. Yeah, some people have to work. Like I had 5 jobs last year. Now I have to work a lot less. I have 3 jobs only. Just be patient. It will come. For a 9800X 3D, no. If you had the 9800X 3D is not very hungry. It's not very power hungry. It's great. The Intel CPUs, especially if you overclock it, they can get very high on power too. So you're just having a conversation. $3,400 is stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Well, that's the best investment you can make based on Jensen's theory. Think of that price increase like this. RTX 4090 $1,600 now cost. Now most 5090s AIBs are around $2,500. That's almost 2x the price for around 30% increase in performance. That's crazy. I watched today the hardware unbox review about the Gigabyte Aorus Master, I think it was. And the performance of the GPU was great, but man, the thermal paste was such a mess, in a good way, because it actually cools the GPU better. But it was it was not thermal pads to improve the cooling. It was like a grease, a paste all over the entire PCB. So if you ever need to repaste that GPU, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's just gonna be a mess because you have to clean first all the material from the PCB. And I mean, Hardware Unboxed did it perfectly, but they've done this so many times, and it was brand new too. So I guess that material, when it is brand new, it might be easier, but you don't know, 4 years from now how that material is going to be. Maybe it's more dry and harder to remove. So man, that seems like a mess to have to deal with. I never had to take apart my 3080. Maybe it is actually time for a service, but the temperatures are so cool. Also because my room temperature is low. But if I ever have to do it, I wouldn't want to deal with with that mess. But yeah, the GPU was a beast. That Gigabyte 5090 was just a monster. The temperatures were just insane. Almost like it was performing almost as good as the liquid cool MSI, which is crazy. I will never spend. You're happy with your 4090, of course. It's amazing. I will never spend over $1,000 on a GPU. I am good with my 9800X 3D and 7900X DX also. Waiting to get the 90 70 XT. I don't know how big of an improvement that's gonna be, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be a worthwhile improvement. I would just keep the same GPU maybe. The problem is that AMD doesn't have an option at the high end, at the highest end. Also, look out for a best buy drop tomorrow morning. Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on it. I will. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, I lost the order. I lost the chat. Just disappeared. I'm back to the most recent one. 7900 XT to 9800 XT will be similar. Yeah, it's gonna be almost the same. Very, very similar. I feel like they tried to rush out the 50 series before Trump's tariffs hit, which is backfired literally. What's up? I'm having PC crashes now when opening Cyberpunk. Somehow this game crashed my entire PC. Other games work fine. Interesting, man. Same thing was happening to me. I cleaned my PC. I tested the RAM for 4 hours with a mem test to rule out there was a RAM. I did multiple CPU benchmarks, no issues. Also some GPU benchmarks, no issues. Now the games were crashing and I was getting blue screens. I ended up reinstalling Windows and so far, no crashes. Now, I do have to say, when I reinstalled Windows, by default, it was using an older driver. So the older driver didn't have any issues. And then when I updated the drivers, I updated to the newest drivers, I think from February 22. So I didn't try those drivers before. So I don't know if my issue was fixed with a Windows reinstall or with the newest drivers. I don't know what fixed the problem, but when you're having a problem, just throw the kitchen sink at it and see what sticks and fix it. So what's my plan to get a 5090 now? I just try to get it. I don't really have a plan. I might go to Micro Center one of these days, but I have to work in the morning. I cannot do that every day. If you have Windows 11, you can reinstall Windows without deleting all your files. I just found out, but I'm on Windows 10. Does 10 with no issues, just a good tip. Yeah, actually, I was surprised because I thought, I didn't know that actually. When I reinstalled Windows 11, I'm like, what happened? Like everything seems to be here. I did have to reinstall some of the programs, but the drive was not completely formatted, which was interesting. So yeah, we've been here for almost, I said reinstall Windows. Yeah, we've been here almost 2 hours. I'm gonna read some comments and then we'll wrap it up and finish the stream. Yeah, I just wanted to share this. I really found this clip from Jensen very funny, but also good stuff. There's a lot of wisdom in Jensen, so you have to listen. Listen to him. What were the jobs, if no secret? So all the jobs that I have. Well, I had OnlyFans. No OnlyFans. No OnlyFans. Hello, I order RTX. Yeah, basically I teach the guitar. So if I teach the guitar in different places, then I consider that a different job because technically it's a different place that is paying me. And I also teach the guitar particular myself. So yeah, that's a lot of jobs. And I have YouTube, then I have a main job that I change when I move. So that's how you get to all those jobs basically. So teaching jobs basically. Hello, I also did some teaching with math stuff. So I taught pre-calculus too. So that's what I did. Hello, I order RTX 5070 Ti as 5080 would I wait 3 months for that? If I overclock 5070 Ti, will it be close to base 5080? Yeah, that's what the reviews are showing. Now the thing is, you can do the same with the 5080. So that's, Now the question is, which one is overclocking better, the 5080 or the 5070 Ti? And I think what really matters is the price. If you can get a 5070 for $750, yeah, that's the GPU to get if you are thinking about value. But to get a 5070 Ti for $1,000, that's nonsense. It's just absolute nonsense. You are already at the 5080 price, so it doesn't matter if you can get 5080 performance. You're paying for a 5080 at that point. So $900 to $1,000 5070 Ti makes no sense. But the thing is, what are you gonna do? Nothing is available. So yeah. When will we see NVIDIA app have global setting for DLSS 4 override? I want to set and forget. Why don't developers update the game's version? I would like that to happen too. I think it doesn't make any sense to use the older version. I guess NVIDIA is validating all the games to make sure they don't crash or that there are no major issues. I don't know. They're trying to prevent issues, I guess. These guys are misinforming you. The problem with AC Shadows is that it is historically inaccurate. ADB propaganda, which is offensive towards Japanese people. Same applies to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and the Czechs. Well, man, the thing is, I like GTA. GTA is very offensive. So, I actually like South Park too, and that's very, very offensive. I don't think we should take games that seriously. I understand the problem is when Assassin's Creed developers say, "Oh, this is historically accurate," then you're calling for problems because it's a game. Of course, it cannot be. It could be historically accurate. I remember Assassin's Creed Origins had a mode where you could visit the Alexandria Library and some of the historic locations, and that got a lot of praise for being pretty good. You not even playing the game, just visiting those places. And I like Assassin's Creed Origins too. Actually, the graphics was better in my opinion than Odyssey. It looked pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. You see, I don't like too much. I don't care too much about the political stuff. But the thing is, you see a lot of issues and bugs and problems, and every time you see a developer delaying a game, there's a problem with it. And you see what happened with Skull and Bones and these games that they keep delaying and delaying again and again, and they start changing things because people don't like it. So it becomes a mess. So by the time you finally get your hands on the game, you're like, okay, this game, it has so much behind it that it's like, okay, do I want to even play this thing? That's what happened. But yeah, I wish that didn't happen actually. So I can just try the game fresh without knowing too much about it. I've tried to make an effort to not watch any Black Myth Wukong content because I want to play the game. So actually, I succeeded. I haven't watched too much about it. And I know, but I got a 2070 Super and I can't play really on 60 plus FPS. I get low FPS in many games. Tell me. If I get low FPS with the 3080, the 2070 Super is going to be even worse. So you plan, okay. So let's leave it there. We've been here over or 1 hour 54 minutes. We all know Assassin's Creed has never been historically accurate. I could care less what a dumb developer says. I just play the game if it is good and bug free. That's it. 5080 can be like $500 or for 10% gain. Yeah, 5080 didn't look like a good deal in comparison. The 5070 Ti for $750 is probably the best. I would really love to play as a Japanese samurai. Yeah, I was expecting a Ghost of Tsushima killer. And then they are killing Ghost of Tsushima too. So a lot of people wanted a part 2, and then they're doing something completely different that looks like a DLC more than a game. So it's just propaganda and all this crap that they put into the game. Someone who is one person historically, forget of others. Yeah, I mean, they definitely get into politics. There was like an event the other day with game developers, and they were talking about Donald Trump and Elon Musk and politics and stuff. And why? Isn't this like a game awards show or something? Why are you talking about politics? It doesn't make any sense. That's really disgusting, in my opinion, when they do that, because you play games to get away from that, not to be remembered. So if I'm watching an awards show, I don't want to know your opinion, about none of that. Ghost of Tsushima is very historically nice game. I love the game. It is the combat is great. Bro, Game of Thrones wasn't historically accurate either. Is that Game of Thrones or Game of the Year? I don't know. There's literally, I don't know what GOT is. But yeah, let's leave it there, man. We've been here for 2 hours. Thank you very much for everyone. Thank you very much for checking out the stream. I think I laughed way too much with this one before the stream, so it didn't have the same effect. You can only laugh about the same jokes too many times. So yeah, I have to go, bro. I have to sleep. I have to go to sleep. It's already late here. Well, thank you very much for checking out the video. You guys take care. Yeah, a lot of people off. A lot of games with the woke trash. Have a good night. Thank you very much. You guys take care. Have a good one. See you next time.